Yeah, so, yeah.
Oh, I it was big, and most of
Yeah,
No,
I actually live right next door. So,
you know the most.
I've met him, I talked to him, because originally,
Are you ready, Commissioner Chandler?
there's been a little.
You're the boss.
That's good to know. All right, good morning, everybody. Sorry for the delay. We were waiting for Melissa. She'll be here shortly, but we can start. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioner Parker is home recovering, and he appears to be in good spirits. And I'm sure he'll be on the Zoom when Melissa gets here. Since the Zoom's not going, public comment. Well, you want to wait till we get the everything?
Yeah.
Oh no, we're on camera with it. Go ahead. People can see what's going on. Go ahead. Public comment.
Yes, Fred King from Wolfboro. I did go to the executive meeting the other day on Saturday at 2 o'clock that the delegation had with the commissioners. And I got to tell you, I was kind of shocked that they brought up the fact that they were going to ask for $15,000 for the coordinator. That's more than you commissioners make.
That would be correct.
You know, $15,000, you know, I don't know how many meetings he'd have to attend and all, but that seems like an awful lot of money to me as a taxpayer, and especially to pay more than the commissioners are going to get. The other thing I just want to bring up quickly is agency. I'm still concerned about, you know, 2.8. You know, just a few years ago, we were only spending $15,000. So, you know, that still needs to be addressed with the administrator and try to get that down, try to get some permanent staff there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I think just for clarification, he put $15,000 in that line. I'm not exactly sure if that's all going to for the delegation coordinator. We'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Can I do a follow-up?
Sure.
Yeah, and I was kind of clicked when Representative Brown brought up the fact that, you know, they can put that $15,000 in there, but the commissioners spend it. So you don't have to
expend.
Yeah, you don't have to spend that money forward it, but you know, it's at your discretion. You know, when he was talking about the agency coming in the outside to be funded, and there was a little discussion, you know, he made that clear. We may approve it, but it's up to the commissioners to spend it.
I believe that was a representative.
Avalon.
No,
It was Smith.
Smith, I said Brown, excuse me,
Brown.
Smith, yeah. Representative
Yes.
Smith, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Warden.
Warden Sinclair from Sandwich. I just wanted to ask whether I could have 5 minutes of your time during the meeting to go over the latest iteration of the calculations in the spreadsheet that I did. There are some minor changes, and I'd like to ask whether you have questions. And I also wanted to know what approximately the process will be going forward. I think because Bob Murray is not in town today, we wanted to ask that you could consider voting on the solar array proposal at your next meeting, which I believe would be March 9th. And then following that, you know, if we, you know, depending on the circumstances following that, bring the question to the delegation. So those, just sharing the latest iteration, asking your questions, and then also reviewing the timeline were the three things I wanted to do. And if you have time today, that would be wonderful.
Recording in progress.
Sorry for the interruption.
If we can do it relatively quickly, only because Commissioner Chandler's got a ways to go here. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're okay? Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Sure.
Okay, fine, at your
Thank you
discretion.
for thinking, but no problem.
Okay.
I'll make it.
Seeing no further public comment, we'll go to approval of the meeting minutes for February 9th, 2026.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
We have manifests, payroll, February 20th, $336,416.83. In the payables, do you have the payables on?
I can get that for you this morning from Laura. I don't have it.
All right, well,
I'll pass that over.
all right, we will defer that and we will revisit that in a couple of minutes.
Thank you.
We're going to Hales location, recess for Hales location.
8:40.
First thing is the minutes for January 30th and February 9th, which are quite
So moved.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oops, we need it back to. Could you sign that one? And then we have a check for, I believe we have a check for something. For our tax collector's cell phone bill in the amount of, and this is for 4 weeks in the amount of $172 payable to Carroll County.
You don't need a motion for that, do you? Okay. So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Melissa, that's all I see for Hales. Did you have anything else?
No, I don't, and I just wanted to correct, if I could, that cell phone reimbursements for 4 months.
Oh, it's for 4 months.
And it's for the last 4 months of 2025, because we don't do cell phone reimbursement in 2026.
You are correct. 4 months. Seeing no further business for Hales location, we will reconvene our regular meeting.
8:42.
I don't see Director Matchett
She's
here.
on the Zoom.
Oh, she's on the Zoom.
Yep.
Shall we go to Director Matchett?
Can she hear us? Linda, are you on the Zoom? Yep, there she is.
All right, we will go
Hey,
to...
folks.
we-
How are ya?
Good morning. We will go to New Hampshire Deferred Compensation Program with HR Director Matchett.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so to give you a very brief history, about a year ago, I was contacted by the executive director for the state deferred compensation plan, which is a 457B. It is very similar to a 401K. If folks are familiar with what that is just a different paragraph of tax code that governs government plans. And he asked me about Carroll County joining that plan. We had already resurrected the nationwide 457 plan that had been in place for quite a number of years. So decided we already had a plan, let's just move on. The executive director has since retired and a new director is in his place. She contacted me and then informed me that Carroll County is actually already part of the state deferred compensation plan. Apparently, we signed documentation years and years ago. As it turns out, the fees associated with the state plan are significantly lower than what we are paying through Nationwide. So I would like to see us move our employees over to the state plan. We can start deferring already. People can sign up already. However, what I would like you folks to do is grant permission for us to mandate the current Nationwide participants to move to the state plan so that we're not managing two plans. I've seen this done in my past history. Basically, what happens is employees' plans would be mapped to very similar plans in the state plan, and then they would be given a chance once everything, the dust cleared. They could then shift things if they didn't care for what we have. There are what they call targeted plans, which are almost identical to the Nationwide plan, and we have currently 10 employees who are participating. And the targeted plans, what they are is a collection of funds. You pick the year closest to when you might retire. Let's say you think you're going to retire in 2045. You pick the 2045 plan, which has the correct mix of stocks and bonds, so that when you hit the year 2045, you theoretically have earned appropriately versus if you're not going to retire until 2065. Anyway, so that's my request, is to grant permission for me to tell the 10 employees who are currently participating in the Nationwide plan that we're going to mandate moving them to the state plan. Questions, comments?
Yeah, I have questions, but go ahead, Commissioner Chan.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm assuming this isn't a negative for the people that are in the plan now, correct?
No, no.
So how exactly does it affect them? It just the same amount of money is put aside, or they put it?
So, yeah, they would be deferring their exact same amount of money. The money would then be going into the state compensation deferred comp plan, which is run by Empower versus Nationwide. And the fees that are associated with the funds are significantly lower, which means employees are actually going to make more on their investments because they're not coughing up as many fees with the state plan.
Commissioner Chan?
Yeah, I just said, are we going to give the employees have a chance to comment on this, whether they're okay with it or don't like it or what they don't like or anything, or not? Are we giving them, before we mandate something, are we giving them an opportunity to let us know what they think? Or do you know?
I have not reached out to them. I'm happy to do so if you would prefer to have that input before making your decision.
Well,
We would.
I'm only one person.
We
but
would, no, I would,
I'd
definitely
like to
would.
hear from them.
I definitely would like to do that.
Yeah.
I think we want to do that,
Okay.
I understand what you're doing, and I don't see, without seeing the returns from Nationwide versus the state plan, it's hard to make a decision. I'm assuming the Nationwide plan is basically the same thing. It's a grouping of funds or whatever they put the money into for the return. Is it not? I'm not sure how it works.
Yeah, that's,
Basically what it is, right?
yeah, the upside, again, selfishly, is I wouldn't be managing two plans, I'd only be managing one, but again, if you're not comfortable with that, but I will check with the 10 employees who are currently enrolled, see how they feel about it, and get back to you at the next meeting.
That would be good, and we're not saying we won't do it. I just like a little bit more information, make sure everybody's comfortable.
Sure.
That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Super.
Thanks.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Food transfer replacement vehicle, Superintendent King.
So our current vehicle is a 2010 Ford Explorer. We've put, I should have got the exact number, but a couple $1,000s into it this year. We had the farm actually patch a hole in the, not the frame, but the undercarriage that was leaking exhaust into the
Right, cab,
cab.
not a good thing.
And now it needs $3,500 exhaust header. And in my opinion, humble opinion, I think the thing's only worth about $500. So,
Well, here's the question. We bought recently, within the last, I think, year, a new laundry truck to move laundry back and forth, which we're not going to need to do anymore. So I don't know if that vehicle could be used, and I don't have Director Murray here, or if we can trade it for something else, would be probably the way to go.
I'm fine with
Let's
that.
do a little bit more work on that. I didn't know about it till today, so.
Yeah, all I need is something either with a hatchback, because they have to, it's big Cambrios with
Well,
the
that's what
trays in
it is.
it. So
Okay.
either a hatchback or a van or a box truck, it doesn't matter what it is. It just
So for the
can't be
benefit
something
of
with
those
a
people that
trunk.
are watching, the food for the corrections facility is cooked at,
At the nursing
nursing
home,
home.
and 3 times a day, we as officers go over and pick it up and bring it
Transport it.
back. So it's transported in large Cambrio, they call them, but basically heated cases with the trays in it. So, and they're quite heavy, so to have to put it like in an old cruiser in the trunk of a sedan is not good. An SUV, fine, like we have now, because you just put it up and slide it in. So any type, what kind of vehicle is that?
it's,
Laundry?
I can't remember what we bought. I think it was a Ford, but I'm not 100% sure.
But it's a van?
It's a
or something?
box truck.
Oh,
It's a box truck, but I
Is
mean,
it-
I'm sure you could put racks or something in it
Yeah.
to do.
oh, all we need is
And
space
maybe it's
on
too
the
big a
floor.
vehicle for what we need. Maybe we go to a smaller, I mean, we'll do a little work on that.
Okay. I just don't think it's worth investing in this particular vehicle anymore, is my point.
Yeah, I would agree
So-
with that, but I don't want to buy another one until we figure out what we're doing with the,
You all right operating for the moment?
Yeah, like it runs, but it's
Loud.
leaking, not gas, leaking
Exhaust.
fumes and exhaust, and it's loud and whatever, I mean, I
Yeah,
guess,
but we don't have to spend $3,500 in the next month or 2 weeks or something.
no, that's,
we're 4
I'm gonna-
we're 4 months away from having, hopefully, we better have it done, the laundry, so.
I will limp it as far as I can
As
limp
far
it
as you
until,
can.
until it doesn't run
We'll
anymore.
figure it
Just
out.
make sure they keep the windows open.
Right.
Yeah, just a crack.
Very good.
So, I have done a little bit of research. There's a Profile Subaru has 2 Jeep Latitudes. They're small hatchback SUVs, about $5,500. So,
Used,
yeah, oh yeah, used. So, those are there. I don't know how long they're gonna be there because they're wholesale vehicles, but there's 2 of them, they are options. The Lieutenant Duguay, who has a relationship with the dealership as well as a car guy, because I'm not a car guy, he's gone to look at the one that's on the lot. The other one should be here this week, so anyway,
well, let's revisit this next meeting. We'll take,
Okay.
between now and then, we'll take a look at it.
Great.
I want to talk to Bob.
Yeah, could you take a look at the laundry vehicle?
Sure.
Just to see if it works?
yeah,
It may be too big a vehicle. I mean, we may want to trade, whatever, sell it, whatever.
Yeah.
See.
okay,
We'll use it for something else, so.
great.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
And RFPs for the various capital projects we were going to start.
Did you bring those over?
I think we've got them right here. You can sort through them and tell me what we've got.
So in the interest of getting things at least out to bid and moving before April,
These are RFPs based on our capital improvements plan
yes.
that we put together.
Yep,
Director Stevens.
yep. Yeah, I miss Harold being here making the
I know,
announcements.
is Harold on the Zoom?
No, no.
I didn't see him.
And some of this stuff was yours to keep. I don't know if that's the
We
minutes.
didn't take much of it. I just took the,
There's an,
I took that.
Okay.
That we got. All right, that's all.
all right, so we can go, so these are numbered, so we kind of, I've changed the format for RFPs so that they all have a uniform template, then we can just plug in what we need so they'll all look the same, and have the same information. There's one for each of you. So I don't know how you want to go through this, but normally the commissioners just vote on each of them, or we could go through them all and you could pick. So this one's for the resident furniture, for the living room and the dining tables. On Saturday, the executive committee voted to recommend the nursing home capital. So this is in the nursing home capital. Of course, it still has to go through the full delegation, but we were trying to get the RFPs at least out there and get the bids
So
in.
that one we should definitely approve.
So, that
Okay.
one's-
Do we want to do it?
I don't know how you want to do it, if you want to do all of them at once or one at a time.
Let's see.
Nursing home one is,
Nursing home we want to do. So put that in the pile we want to approve.
Okay,
And then we'll
so that's.
keep moving.
Project 2026-10, okay. And then 2026-9 is the dump truck for the DPW with the plow. Just let me grab my capital plan in case you need more information. Essentially, it's replacing 2 vehicles with one.
Who wrote, do you know who wrote the specs of this?
The DPW director.
Okay.
We're trying to get away from making it
Specific. right.
specific, so he put in there
I
Ford,
saw that.
Dodge,
Good job.
GMC instead of just one. Yeah, we're trying to get away from that, so,
All right, I want to redo this one.
okay. And so in the description, he says, this would be a replacement of 2 trucks for one. The 2002 GMC 1-ton dump with the plow is used as the primary dump truck on the complex and is the backup plow truck. The frame started rotting so bad that 3 years ago it could no longer get an inspection sticker. The second truck is a 2005 GMC 6500 dump truck, custom built for hay and wood deliveries. We no longer use it for those purposes. We need a new truck with dump and plow, which would service all the needs of these 2 trucks in one. And he's estimating the truck completely outfitted with plow, the dump, the lights, everything, at $100,000.
He's a little high on that maybe, but okay. I'll revisit that. I just looked at one of these actually for myself.
Okay.
The plow is about 12,000, believe it or not.
Oh, I believe
Which-
it.
Which is frightening, and
Yep.
I think the truck was somewhere around 63 to 64, so, all right, we'll revisit that one.
All right.
Do a little more work on that. He's estimating,
All right, just keep
he's
it, okay.
estimating the cost.
Commissioner Taylor, did you have any questions on that one? Are you
No.
good?
Yeah, jump
Okay.
in when you're ready. Jump in when you forget anything, gentlemen.
And that's for the brush hog for DPW. So we have a plan put together for us by the UNH Cooperative Extension on improving the health of the hay fields, and part of that is to mow them more frequently. The current brush hog is 6 feet wide and over 20 years old. If we are going to improve the quality of our hay fields by cutting them more often, we need a bigger brush hog. This is a 15-foot brush hog and will cut twice as much in half the time. Estimated cost $23,000.
I don't have a problem with this one. You okay with this?
yeah,
Okay, we'll put that in a pile, put that,
You want to keep these?
No, put
I
that-
don't, okay.
put that one in the good, okay.
You got it. Okay. This one's for the lawnmower. The current lawnmower we have is 16 years old with an anticipated life of 20 years. We need a third lawnmower for efficiency and to cover breakdown time on the old machine. Anticipated replacement cost $24,000.
I know what they cost, that's what they cost. Right, Fred?
I think that may be a little high.
A little high?
Yeah, I think some of the residential high-end $20,000, but if you got a commercial like Gravely or something,
It's gonna be a little more.
yeah.
Yep, that one.
You okay with that
Yeah.
one?
No,
Okay.
we'll go through that. Unless you got,
All right. The skid steer.
for the
Sorry.
14th year in a row.
Yeah, eventually, yeah. So this 2019 skid steer is used almost every day in DPW and is a critical piece of equipment. The tracks need to be replaced. There has been numerous AC issues that have cost the county money. With a new machine, all of these issues will be covered under warranty and we won't have the downtime. Anticipated replacement cost with trade-in is $42,000. So
We
in
can
the,
send out the RFP, unless you got a problem with it. We don't have to buy it, but we can send out the RFP and see what the number comes back out.
yeah, I think it was 70,
75? Is that what you said? Did you say 43?
it's 42. He had gotten, I don't remember who he spoke to, but they estimated the trade-in value for that machine is $33,000. So he's expecting the machine to cost $75,000 and then have a $33,000 trade-in.
I see.
And remind him of the 3-bid
So,
requirement.
yeah.
Okay.
That goes for, actually for all of them.
Looking up. Maintenance garage repairs. So this is there's a garage out back. It's the original DPW garage. Last year we had someone come out and do an analysis of all the buildings, and the recommendation on this building is to replace the garage doors, the trim, the side entry door, siding, and to upgrade the electrical.
This is on the annex, right? Here.
No, there's a maintenance garage.
Oh, a maintenance
out in the
garage, right,
field.
right.
Yeah, it's a 2-bay garage that they use for storing equipment.
Okay.
Don't remember, oh, here it is. The estimated cost that we received was $39,000 to do that work.
You can send, okay, send out the RFP
Yeah.
at least, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can put that one.
Okay.
Actually, on the truck, unless you got a problem with it, we can do the RFP.
Yeah, I
We don't have
think
to
so.
buy it anyway.
Yeah.
We don't have to buy it, we can just send it out, and,
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to need one.
well, eventually, yes.
Okay, this is a big one. This is the jail, the interior repairs to the sheetrock, all new ceiling tiles, and other damage that was done from the roof leaking for years.
Put out the RFP for that.
I think the initial estimate is 280,000-ish. Okay, we're getting there, so.
You might, Superintendent King, we might want to take, you probably have them already, pictures of,
Well, extensive photographs were taken by,
okay, we might want to have that for the next delegation meeting, just,
I'm pretty sure Bob Murray has all of that.
okay, just in case
Okay.
people want to see how bad what it is. And it's a pretty heavy lift, so
Oh, yeah.
they're going to have questions.
This is project ID 2026-003, farm building removal. This takes the cow barn and the mulch barn down. On the mulch barn, it's currently used for minor storage and is a complete loss and unsafe for any storage or occupancy. Structural posts and trusses are compromised within the structure. This is from the analysis by Cobalt. Recommend to remove and have the site graded flat. Testing may be required, but most surfaces are unfinished. On the cow barn, years ago there was a fire in that building. With fire damage, the front half of the building is not suitable for occupancy or storage. The rear half with cattle headlocks is largely unsalvageable. Items from the barn could be salvaged for sale, but the beam structures are largely of equal value to the cost of removal. Grading of land after removal for water control, hazardous material assessment will need to be done prior to removal. So essentially, they're just unsafe buildings and,
Someone has told us that they're
Yes.
unsafe, right?
Yes.
That was
I mean,
Cobalt Construction did a review.
It's on record that we
Yes.
shouldn't be using.
we had a visit from Cobalt Construction last year, and Chris Garcia put together a whole list of, he toured all the buildings and wrote up a
Okay.
report, and we have a copy of that report in the office if
Go ahead.
anybody wants it. Right, and 2026-002, the annex and sewer treatment facility generator.
This is an old piece of equipment, it's a 78.
And I,
Yes, this is from 78, this generator is from this generator is from 78.
And initially, I don't want to misspeak too much because Bob's not here, but I believe initially it was thought that it just serviced this building because in the CIP it only says annex generator, but it actually services the sewer treatment facility as well,
I believe that is correct.
which is obviously a critical.
Obviously a critical piece of infrastructure.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put those through. All right, we'll put them through and see what we come up with.
I got one more.
Oh, go ahead. Oops, we're not
The
done.
last one.
We're not done.
This is 2026-001. It's the HVAC project. So initially, we were going to put each of these out individually, but instead, Bob has provided a description for HVAC improvements to the nursing home, the DPW garage, the main garage, the annex, and that's it. So there's several projects all combined into one on this,
Yeah, okay, I know what this is.
hoping to
This was
attract
the last piece, I think, of what we had to do over there.
one contractor that could do all of the work. And if you had a question about a specific one, I have the descriptions, but
Now put it out, we'll see what everybody comes back with. Is some of this proprietary, the equipment?
I don't think,
No?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Separate from like the Siemens Energy project that we have.
Okay. And we'll see what we come up with, and I'm sure it'll be more money than we want to spend. Like everything else these days.
We're trying to do a little better getting the word out about the RFPs, so we'll put it on the website as we normally do, direct solicit for each of these. Are you okay with me advertising and just putting one advertisement in the paper, referring people to the website to review RFPs? I don't want to put out each one of these individually in the paper, like
No, that's expensive, yeah.
maybe the name of it, a numbered list,
That's
the
fine.
name, and then direct them to
Yeah.
the website?
Yeah.
Okay, and if you had any other suggestions on how to
No,
get
that's
more
good.
bids too, that would be helpful.
Do that a couple times, or
Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah.
at
Um,
least two or something, I don't know.
Probably in a paper up north and then
To
one
Laconia, too.
Laconia area. Okay. Yeah,
Executive Director report.
so I just left that on there in case you wanted to talk about Saturday.
Prefer not to.
Or what we do now. So while they were meeting, I was keeping a spreadsheet of all the questions that came up,
Yes.
more information they needed. So I sent this out already to the department heads, but that's, everything in yellow is stuff that I'll be doing. And then obviously working with the department heads on the rest of it. Hoping to put together just one consolidated answer to send to them.
For those watching, the executive committee met Saturday to review our proposed budget that we sent them November 23rd. And they had a few questions, which we're going to get back to them on. They approved some of the budget, some of it they didn't, and I guess we'll revisit it all when we schedule the next meeting, which is to be determined at this point.
Yeah, I did reach out on your request for meeting dates, and I haven't heard back from them yet today, but
Okay? Commissioner Chandler?
Are we gonna discuss those priorities that they asked for?
On the, well, that's basically what they are, yeah, we'll do on the capital plan.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Melissa's gonna get together with the department heads and go over.
Oh, so we're not gonna do that
No, we have
today?
to do it today. Unless we need to do it today. Do we need to do it today?
yeah, I just wanted you guys to
No, right.
have a chance to have a conversation, but,
Delegation requested that we prioritize the capital improvement items. So we're going to do that.
yep.
So we,
How would you, I need some guidance on how to do, like, to put that together for you, I guess.
tentatively, when is that meeting?
So originally, they were talking about March 9th, and then we've also asked them if they could do it on March 21st, because we have a couple of people that are out of town on March 9th, and we want our whole group to be there, so I don't know.
Well, if they do the 21st, we've got time to prioritize. If they do it
If it's
last
the
night,
9th.
we don't have time to do it.
Exactly, but I haven't heard a confirmation
Well, we
yet.
can go over it.
No, I don't care, I just
I
want,
think we can do it. We can get it done. I mean, we're really gonna have to look at the department heads and go over it, see what's really critical.
I mean, it's a challenge, because he asked us to separate the wants from the needs. There's no wants in the
Yeah,
budget,
there really isn't any loss.
especially in the capital plan, there's no, so I'm not
yeah,
really
my own
sure.
way of thinking, because obviously I have a somewhat of a philosophical
Yep,
disagreement with some of the things, but for my way of thinking, the things that were asked for on this list were all necessary and needed, so I don't know how we prioritize them. Maybe you can, and maybe the department head, somebody might say, okay, I can wait next year. I don't know, if they do, that's fine, but for the most part, I think those, no. So that's my thought on it, but.
and we do have other items in the capital list that we don't have RFPs for yet, or they may be asking you to waive them. We have cruisers. There's 4 cruisers altogether, 1 for the jail, 3 for the sheriff's department.
Is he giving us RFPs for those?
So normally with cruisers, they go to the state bid list,
All right.
so it's already gone out to bid. If you're okay with what we normally do there, then,
I think he's gonna do SUVs now. I don't think that there are any more, there are no more cars.
yeah.
So he's gonna do SUVs, I believe. I believe that's what Dominic told us the last time. All right, we'll work on that. We'll figure out a way to prioritize it somehow.
And it's a,
To your point, there were no, we didn't throw things in there that we don't really need.
no, we're not,
Can you live without the brush hog? I guess you could if you had to, but
but
if you want to keep the fields up, no.
if we're trying to make the fields healthier, we need that.
Correct. So-
The jail, obviously the jail repairs are way overdue, 10 years overdue,
Yep.
at least. And I'm just not sure.
All right, we'll work on that.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
since you're missing a commissioner,
yes,
I'll just interject here.
yes.
You should encourage the delegation to watch the meeting. The minutes are going to be sent out to them. But there were specific items that the chair said that should be forwarded to the delegation for a decision. And those items should be specified and given to the rest of the delegation so they know what they're going to be deliberating on. And of course, that list should also go out to them.
Which I think the ones that they passed over were the capital
Yes,
and the commissioner's budget.
correct. They didn't really give us a reason why they did that.
No,
They just said,
said it was a difference of philosophy,
yes,
so that's hard to
whatever
pin down.
Whatever that means.
I don't know.
Just to get ahead of the
Yes.
questions that you might get, that's all.
Thank you, Ed. Director Siemens, anything further?
No, I just want to say thank you to all the department heads who put together a really solid budget this year. I mean, if we look at it just amounts. It's 6% less, 6.4% less than the 2025 total appropriation. And with all of the capital investments in the capital reserve, we're still holding it a 3% increase over 2025, which I think is
I
remarkable.
think that's quite an accomplishment. Nobody
It
else
took
that
a
I
lot of
know
work to get
yeah,
here.
Nobody else is. Well, the budget process was extensive this year, and the department heads did a great job about holding the line, and which is why I didn't really want to reduce it further.
And we're able to do a lot of new things within that money that are going to improve transparency and efficiencies with the new finance software, the electronic record. There's a lot of things
A lot of things
in motion that we were still able to accomplish and still stay within that 3%.
Yes, a good job, a good
And it wasn't by
great job
accident.
done by all of you. All right, Wharton, would you like to spend a few minutes?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. I've seen enough spreadsheets.
I love one, thank you.
There we go. And this is the latest, it's very similar to a handout that I showed you a couple of weeks ago, I believe. There have been a couple of minor changes
Do
to
you
the...
have another one, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, just one for Harold. We'll put it in this
There
box.
you go.
Wharton Sinkler.
Yes, Wharton Sinkler from Sandwich, and also of the Solar Exploratory Committee. There have been a couple of minor changes on the Barrington Power quote. We spoke with the jail superintendent, Superintendent King, and he is more partial to routing the power through the mezzanine of the jail to the main panel on the north side of the building. And that quote, the original Barrington Power quote, had the power being routed by trench around the west side of the building. So we got that modification as an option at no additional cost. And then there was also a suggestion that placing the inverters, which convert the power from DC to AC, the inverters inside the building where they're away from dust and moisture, would increase their lifetime. So we got that added to as an option to the Barrington quote at an additional cost of $6,000. But that should pay for itself in terms of inverter replacements.
So let me just ask you one question.
Yes.
So are all the quotes apples to apples?
They are now all apples to apples.
So
Yes.
everybody's routing the power the same way?
Exactly.
So when we're looking at this and we all look at it,
Yep.
everybody's, so
Everybody's
Barrington
this-
Power's at 404,000, New England Clean Energy's at 453, and Revision Energy's at 519.
Yes.
Is there any particular reason why one would be significantly higher than the others?
There are some differences between New England Clean Energy. So New England Clean Energy and Revision Energy both have very, very similar equipment. Revision Energy is a very full-service company. I think their expertise is well-known. So they tend to quote fairly high. And so I don't think we were surprised that their quote came in fairly high. In terms of equipment, New England Clean Energy and Revision Energy are very similar. They have optimizers for every panel. Those are both potentially a route to generating more power with the same number of panels, but also a potential vulnerability because they represent additional equipment. Barrington Power has a more a less it's more a run-of-the-mill design in terms of they're what are called string inverters. You're basically routing panels in series into an inverter, and it's a little bit less expensive to do because there's less parts. It also, you can see that the year one production is a little bit lower. Some of those year one production numbers may be more similar to each other especially between New England Clean Energy and Revision Energy. I think with discussing this with our committee, we like the simplicity of the Barrington quote, so that may be our recommendation. We're not going to make an actual formal recommendation among the bids today. Bob Murray wanted to be on hand to, address any questions and give his perspectives at the time that we make that recommendation. The thing I wanted to bring to your attention is really this graph. If you turn to the next page, it's right there. What this shows is the net cash flow from the project versus year. And you can see that for at the initial...
Until it's paid for.
Until it's paid for,
The return is...
the return, there is not much return, but there's
Correct.
also not much cost. So the point is that initially there's a loan for 80% of the project. That's what we had envisioned. So you're spending 20% of the project up front. That's about roughly $100,000. It depends on which proposal you use. But then the federal incentive of 30% would be received in about the second year. And after that, you're really treading water right about zero. So at that point, essentially, the project hasn't cost the county very much at all. It's also not yielding much revenue because the loan payments and the savings are effectively a wash for the 10 years of the loan. The loan ends with a balloon payment, so you dip down again below zero, but not very far, and only briefly a couple of years. And then you have basically no cost over the next 30 years and a revenue of upwards of $30,000 a year. And I think that's not a fantasy. I think people who have solar systems at home know that they really do deliver on that. So it really represents effectively over the period of the loan a wash, followed by a steep revenue realization by the county. It's a way of using our large amount of property here in a way that benefits taxpayers with very little labor, very little running cost. Essentially, these systems, once they're in place, are not expensive and do not require maintenance of any particular. It is really very low maintenance. I mean, I can speak. We have a system at home, and it's generating power right now, and we've never had any maintenance on it. It was installed in 2011. So I think this is a capital project which really pays for itself, and it is a way for the county to learn about solar power, to undertake a small project, see what it delivers for taxpayers, and offset some of the power costs which are borne by taxpayers, power costs of the jail. So that's our pitch at this point. Like I said, we will make a firm recommendation. I wanted to hear your questions. If you have any questions or concerns, would you share those so that we can work on addressing them?
And the way I understand it, and I am not an expert on solar, just looking at the numbers, it's obvious that the real payback is after the loan is paid for.
Yes.
And so basically the county's going to, and this will be the pitch, obviously, the delegation, is the county's going to put the money up front, not a huge amount of money.
Right.
And for the payback after 2035.
Yes.
And that really is just a question of, do you want to go to that effort to make about $30,000 a year, which is about what it'll come down to.
After 2035.
After 2035.
Yes.
My only real question with this is, obviously Revision Energy is in business and they do business, and they get business.
Yes.
So generally, in my experience, if they're charging significantly more money, there must be a reason why people give them business. That's my own, do they use better equipment? Do they use,
I mean-
are they just a reputation? They serve backup service? I mean, you know, I'm just curious why they're so much higher than, I mean, they're $115,000 higher than Barrington Power. I'm just
Right. I don't really think there's a material
Okay.
difference. If you look, particularly between New England Clean Energy and Revision, they're essentially, I mean, you can look at,
Yeah,
there's a small table, and it's really all the same equipment. There's a few more panels, actually, with New England Clean Energy. But they have the same number of inverters, the same type of inverters, the same type of panels. So there's really a lot, and I think, you know, we can talk about this more when we make our recommendation, and certainly that question is valid. I don't really have a clear answer. I mean, I think I could speculate, but I'd really
No, that's okay.
rather
I mean,
not.
you asked for, those were just my thoughts.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
I wished I knew enough about this to ask a
I'm
question.
in the same boat.
That's my problem.
I'm in the same, I mean, I
Is there
get,
anyone, and I will ask a question that's
Sure.
probably stupid, but that's all right.
there's no stupid questions.
Is there anyone, and don't take any offense to this,
Fine.
but is there anyone we could get to just look this over and give us a outside evaluation? I mean, you're vested in it, and I appreciate all the work you've done, but I'm not qualified to even take a guess at this.
Well, we have
myself.
a retired solar installer who knows the technology very well,
Yeah.
Kim Fraze,
Fraze, yeah.
who's on the committee, and David Kuhnhart, who's on Zoom right now, has been involved with solar projects, larger solar projects, including extensive experience on the financial end. So he knows and has seen these projects be developed, go all the way from inception to installation.
Is he
and
on the
then-
committee?
He's on the committee.
Kim Fraze is on the committee, and he did a lot of solar.
Kim
installations.
Fraze, David Kuhnhart, who's right on that screen right there. Myself and Doug Smithwood are the four members,
All right.
and Bob Murray, sorry, are the five members of the committee. So
All right.
Bob has had, you know, we've all spoken about these things, when we've gone over the technological questions. You know, I think the panels are all very similar for all three projects. They have warranties that extend for 30 years. They are well known to be robust for 40 years or more. When you retire these systems, Ed has brought up that there could be a cost for disposal. Right now, the disposal is not a terribly expensive thing to do. I looked into that. It's sort of around $5,000 or less right today to dispose of 250 solar panels, which is what this project consists of. But then when the project is, you know, let's say after 40 years, the racking is probably good for 100 years. The trenching and the cables to the jail are good for forever. So honestly, at the end of that time, it's not like the project goes away. You probably put additional panels, which in 40 years, they'll be better than what they are now. And that all costs a lot less when the time comes, than the initial project, because there's a lot of digging and so forth. You wouldn't have to.
Unfortunately, I will not be here to see that.
I mean, none of us, I mean, I expect.
Why are you so negative? I'm telling you, you gotta be positive about
40
this
years?
stuff.
You think they're gonna keep us up? Are they gonna figure out how to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't give up now.
I'm guessing no.
Look at
I'm guessing
if you look at the
no.
progress.
Pessimists get me down.
Let's see, 40 years, wow, I'll be really old.
So I'm 65, so you can do the math.
Well, I'm
pretty
77,
easily.
so I'm doing the math on that, but it's not looking good. All right, good. So you good?
I'm good. I have one more question, which
Yes.
is, so we will come to you with a firm recommendation and ask for a vote on, I guess, the next meeting would be.
Well, I want to
March
make sure,
9th?
I want to make sure Commissioner Parker's here. I know what his schedule is at this point. I'm hoping he'll make it back.
That was our hope, anyway. And then my question now is, the delegation has to actually approve this.
Yeah, but they don't have to do it right this second. We can go back to them for a
So,
supplemental budget or whatever.
I see, okay, so that might be done outside of an actual delegation meeting, is what you're saying, or?
Well, it would be a delegation meeting. Help me with this, Melissa. It would be if we had to go to them with the project after we're done with the budget.
Right. It would have to be a
It
supplemental.
would be a supplemental budget. You'd go back to them and say, we need this much money, this is the project, and then you would, it's still the delegation.
Right,
Is it the executive committee or is it the whole delegation?
It's the whole delegation.
Whole delegation, yeah.
so they would have to.
They meet, I don't know, how many times did we meet last year with the full delegation?
5.
Yeah, they meet throughout the year.
So there's a time element here because of the expiration
Right.
of the federal incentives.
Which is,
The expiration requires that 5% of the project be initiated and 5% spent by July 4th, 2026. So,
that would be really difficult.
so the time really to get, so, I mean, we're not even, we're in February right now, but if we were able to get delegation approval and move ahead with the project in March, if they were able to consider this at their budget approval meeting, let's say, we could get the project going and tell the awarded contractor to start ordering things, and we could definitely have 5% done by July 4th, but if we put it off till, maybe another couple of months for a delegation meeting, I see that as being, well, I mean, it will make me pretty nervous, that's for sure.
We can't change the budget at this point, correct, Melissa?
No.
But the budget we have now, that we presented is done.
I mean, you
Right.
can make a recommendation to the delegation.
We can make a recommendation.
I mean, it would
All right, we'll work on that. Let's see if we can.
It would be great to
Figure out.
have that on the agenda for their budget meeting. I just don't want it to take, because it's already going to be a pretty involved meeting, so I don't want to clutter it up with
Correct.
another item. But if we could get them to consider this at their budget meeting, that would give us an approval by, in the month of March, which would be ideal.
Okay.
But, so
But you're going to
that's,
come back to us the next meeting?
I'll be here as many meetings as you
Well,
want.
no, you said the recommendation would be,
Recommendation will be March 9th at your next meeting. And so your vote hopefully with Commissioner Parker here, so that we have a full record of the commissioner's perspective on the project. And then pending that outcome, my thought is perhaps it could be an item on the agenda for the delegation at their next meeting, which would include the budget.
we can ask them, that would be
a
up to
full
them. but-
meeting.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. According to the agenda, do we need a non-public? Yes, Commissioner.
Well, I was just gonna ask Melissa a question, that can wait,
Oh, go ahead.
Can you calculate the effect of this on our current budget? Could you just figure
Yeah,
that out?
I think Bob is back tomorrow, so I can
Yeah, if you
get
could
Bob
just
and talk to him about
calculate
it.
what, if this moves ahead, what the impact on the budget would be.
Sure. I
Thank
can
you.
do that. Yep.
Non-public, do we need one?
I wanted to do just a brief one under A, if we could.
Okay. Need a motion to go into non-public under 91A, colon 3, 2, and that would be, you wanted A, Melissa?
Yes, thank you.
Public employee dismissal, promotion, compensation.
Wait, I just got to thinking, with no one here, we've got all kinds of power here.
Is that electric power?
So
or is that what
moved,
kind of
so
power?
moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Roll call.
Chandler, all right.
McGee, aye.
9:33.
Spoken like a chair,
We should start changing a lot of rules.
the speaker.
Power. We have power?
You have authority.
Speaker of the council.
That's a better term. Authority is a better term. I need a motion to come out on public and seal the minutes under,
I think we weren't gonna seal them.
oh, we don't need to seal the minutes.
Okay.
We don't need to.
So moved.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Public comment.
No, I'm good for today. I would like to wish Commissioner Parker a speedy recovery, and I was glad at the last meeting that I did zoom into that he noticed I was missed and the HR director missed me too, so I want to thank them.
I was the one that said I missed you.
No, you said I would be missed, all right, but, Ed's little mic up there catches things before the
Oh,
meeting,
okay.
so I get the conversation before, and
This wouldn't be as much fun without it.
Carroll, they seemed like they were picking on me a little bit, and you stuck up for me, so I want to thank you.
We like audience participation, that's all it's all about.
The microphone's very sensitive.
All right, seeing no further business, we will adjourn and talk all the chair. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
10 o'clock.
If you call me, I'm gonna write it for you.
I'm debating.
Right, and I'm not gonna send it to you.